Welcome to the back my channel.
As soon as the courtroom doors swung open, you could cut the tension with a knife. All eyes locked on the Brown family. Viewers have spent years watching Kody Brown and his wives deal with polygamy on TV, from fights to makeups, tears to legal battles. But no one could have guessed what was coming in Season 20, Episode 8 of Sister Wives. Right away, you just knew this episode was different. Something big was about to explode. And then, like a switch was flipped, the courtroom went nuts. Kody Brown, head of the family, was being accused of something huge, land fraud. And the other side had the goods. Papers, deals, property records. It all made it look like Kody was trying to pull a fast one, which made people wonder about his business deals. It wasn't just a small mistake, but seemed like he was messing with property ownership on purpose, which could bring him way bigger legal problems than he's seen before. For fans, it was jaw-dropping.
Kody, who always seemed like a good moral husband and dad, was now in a total mess that could ruin him and his family.
The room felt the weight of it all. Reporters were fighting for space, flashes were blinding, and every little sound echoed. Kody's lawyers looked stressed, flipping through papers and whispering, trying to keep it together. Kody, for once, wasn't cool and calm. He seemed to crack under the pressure. He was sweating a little as he told the judge his side, but even he couldn't hide how worried he was. The perfect image fans had of him, the patient, smart, in-charge family guy, was falling apart in front of them. But the biggest shocker was coming, and it involved Robyn Brown, who everyone thought was untouchable. Robyn, known for being chill and good at dealing with the craziness of a polygamist family, was always seen as the voice of reason. She usually smoothed things over, helped the other wives, and kept the family from totally falling apart. But on this day, as everyone heard about Kody's land fraud, Robyn lost it. The cameras caught everything. At first, she just froze, staring as the documents were put on the table. Then, she started showing signs of freaking out. Her hands shook, her breathing got fast, and she teared up. And then, she collapsed in court, overwhelmed. Court people rushed to help her sit down, while Kody and the other wives stared in shock.
It was like nothing Sister Wives viewers had ever seen. Robyn's breakdown was real, emotional, and totally human.
Social media blew up instantly. Clips of Robyn's collapse were all over TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, with millions of views in hours. Fans couldn't stop talking about it. People were shocked, concerned, and disbelieving. A lot of people wondered if her breakdown was just about the legal stuff. Maybe it was about something deeper that had been hidden for years. Some whispered about a secret fifth wife, which had been a fan theory for months, but never confirmed. Could that be why Robyn reacted so dramatically? Back in the courtroom, the tension was thick. Lawyers showed proof that Kody had lied about property ownership and real estate deals, causing financial loss to others. Witnesses talked about weird things and patterns that made it look like he was doing something wrong on purpose. The judge, staying neutral but serious, asked Kody and his lawyers questions, wanting clear answers. Kody's answers, while well-spoken, felt rehearsed and not as real as everyone expected. He wasn't the confident, controlling guy he usually was on TV. Robyn's collapse became the main thing everyone talked about, even more than the accusations against Kody. While people were into the legal drama, they were also very interested in Robyn's breakdown. Fans argued, was she just shocked about Kody's problems? Or was there a personal betrayal involved? Some thought Robyn knew more than she was saying, and that her reaction was because she had to face a secret she had feared, the truth about her family life and Kody. The tension in the room was like the tension online. Social media groups about Sister Wives were going crazy with theories, reactions, and clips from the courtroom. The episode became one of the most talked about ever, not just because of the fraud, but because it showed problems in the Brown family that no one saw coming. Kody's reputation was being questioned, Robyn's emotions were all over the place, and viewers were wondering what other secrets were still hidden. By the end of the first part of the episode, it was clear this was more than just a legal fight. It was a family exposed, a family guy being questioned, and a wife losing it. The stakes were higher than ever, and viewers were on edge, wanting to know if Kody did all this without his family knowing. For Sister Wives fans, this episode had everything they wanted in a drama: suspense, emotions, and shocking moments. It was the kind of thing that made people stop, chat with friends and family, And wait for the next part. Kody's problems and Robyn's emotional reaction set the scene for what was coming, with more surprises, secrets, and unbelievable moments. As the first part ended, viewers wondered, how deep do the Brown family secrets go? And what will happen when everything comes out? One thing was for sure. This wasn't just another episode of a reality show. It was a real courtroom reveal that would change how fans see Kody, Robyn, and the whole Sister Wives bunch. After Robyn's collapse, things in the courtroom got really intense. The focus switched to Kody Brown and some serious accusations about his real estate deals. What seemed like a personal issue for the family turned into a huge legal and money mess. The lawyers for the other side had been digging into Kody's land buys and sales for months, and what they found made people gasp. The papers they showed were super detailed, laying out tricky property deals, weird ownership changes, and questionable values that looked like they were done on purpose.
The claims were serious. According to the court stuff, Kody apparently lied about who owned some properties and made up fake values in a bunch of deals.
These weren't small whoopsies or mistakes. They were possibly crimes that could get Kody sued, fined, or even face legal stuff that could mess up his whole money situation. The courtroom, which is usually a place for calm talks, felt like a battle zone. Everyone there, lawyers, family, and people watching at home knew this was a big deal. Kody, sitting there, tried to look calm. His hands were squeezed tight, and he didn't look as confident as he usually does. For years, Kody had acted like a great husband, spiritual leader, and good dad. He tried to show that he ran his big family with discipline, love, and order. But the papers shown told a different story, one of bad handling, maybe lying, and secrets kept from even his closest family. The proof showed that Kody was mixed up in a lot of land deals where the property lines and who owned what didn't match up with what was real. Lawyers told how Kody supposedly used his family's money, sometimes including land that used to be shared by the wives, to get cash. Experts called it a mess of tricky moves that made people wonder how he kept it secret for so long. People in the courtroom noticed how Kody's face changed with each new piece of proof.
He started out defending himself calmly, but then got tense, flinched a few times, and got unusually quiet. His eyes, usually full of confidence, now looked worried and annoyed. Witnesses said that Kody had said before that all his land deals were open and honest, but the papers said the opposite, which made the lawyers and viewers raise their eyebrows. The problems weren't just about money. Every piece of property had possible emotional value for the family. Some of these lands were connected to family traditions, shared houses, or long-term family plans. For fans of Sister Wives, this made things even more dramatic. Kody's choices weren't just affecting him, they were hurting his wives and kids. People wondered, did the other wives know? Did they ask them about it? And, most of all, how could a family that was all about unity and faith be in this situation? Legal people, watching the case online, said that Kody's supposed actions could shake up his family legally and emotionally. If the court found him guilty, he could not only get punished, but his relationships with his wives could be ruined forever. This wasn't just a reality TV scandal. This was a situation with real consequences that went beyond TV cameras and fan guesses. While the lawyers laid out the technical stuff, the emotional hit on the family was clear. Robyn's collapse earlier had set the tone. Her obvious stress reminded everyone that the claims were personal, too. The other wives, Janelle, Mary, and Christine, watched Kody closely, looking disbelieving, worried, and sometimes silently angry. For years, they had trusted him to handle the family's money well. Now they had to face a side of Kody that many didn't know. Clips of Kody answering legal questions went crazy viral, with fans picking apart every move and look. "Look at him squirm," one viewer said. "You can tell he's hiding something," another wrote. The episode started a lot of guesses about how long Kody had been doing these shady deals, and if the other wives knew. Fans came up with theories about everything from innocent mistakes to doing it on purpose. The mix of legal stuff and family betrayal made for a perfect storm online. The lawyers for the other side said that the supposed lying wasn't just a one-time thing. It was a pattern of behavior that, if proven, could show he meant to do it and knew what he was doing. They told how Kody supposedly misled buyers and partners about who owned the property, sometimes using family trust agreements in ways that made the legal ownership confusing. "It's clear there's a pattern here," one lawyer said. "These aren't just mistakes.
This is a planned way to mess with things. Kody's lawyers tried to fight back, saying that some of the differences were because of office errors or misunderstandings. They said that Kody never planned to trick anyone, and that the land deals were complicated but legal. But the judge and the other lawyers weren't convinced easily. The clear papers, including contracts, emails, and property info, made it harder for Kody to put up a good defense. During the talks, the cameras caught Kody when he looked unsure. He moved around uncomfortably in his seat, looked at Robyn a lot, and sometimes looked down like he wanted to get away from the stress. These moments were telling. Viewers at home could feel that this was more than just a legal problem. It was a crisis of who he was and who trusted him. Meanwhile, fan groups guessed about the bigger picture. Some said that this could explain old tensions and unexplained fights in the family's past. Others thought about the possibility that Kody's actions had emotional results for the wives outside the courtroom, especially Robyn, whose earlier breakdown suggested she might have known some hidden truths. Rumors about a secret fifth wife started up again in forums as fans connected the dots between Robyn's emotions, Kody's supposed tricks, and the long-standing secrets about the family. As the courtroom session ended, it was clear that this wasn't just another episode of TV drama. The claims against Kody Brown were serious, tricky, and went far, affecting not only how people saw him, but how stable and trusting his whole family was. The other wives, the audience, and even the legal people there could feel the weight of what was revealed. Kody's land deals were being watched closely, and every word, move, and reaction would be picked apart in the episodes and talks to come. By the end of this session, fans were shocked. The mix of legal danger, family stress, and emotional collapse made for a perfect storm that would be talked about for weeks. Kody Brown, once thought of as the strong leader of the Brown family, was now insecure, questioned, and exposed. Robyn's emotional reaction had already made headlines, but the reveal of the supposed land money fraud added another layer to the story, raising questions about openness, trust, and what the family was really like. As viewers waited for the next session, things were more serious than ever. Could Kody defend himself against these claims? Would the court side with the other side, or would Kody's legal moves save him? And how would Robyn and the other wives deal with the growing stress and doubt? One thing was for sure. This episode of Sister Wives had changed from a family show into a big legal drama with real emotional effects, leaving fans stuck to their screens and wanting answers. Okay, here's a revised version of the text, aiming for a more human and less AI-sounding style. The courtroom was already super tense because of Kody's legal mess, but nothing could have prepped anyone for what happened next. Robyn Brown, usually so calm and collected, suddenly became the center of attention in a way nobody saw coming. For ages, viewers saw her as the wife who kept it all together, calm, strategic, even as the polygamous life went wild. But when Kody's supposed land fraud came up, it seemed to hit her hard, showing a side to her that the cameras didn't usually catch. It started subtly. While Kody's lawyers and the other side showed their evidence, Robyn's face slowly changed. At first, it was just a bit of tension in her jaw, her eyes getting a little tighter. You almost missed it if you weren't paying close attention. She moved in her seat, holding her hands together super tight, like she was bracing for something bad. You could tell something was up. The usually calm Robyn was starting to crack. Then came the big moment. While the judge questioned Kody about the details of his real estate deals, Robyn's head kinda dropped, and her hands started shaking. The camera zoomed in on her face, catching every emotion: shock, disbelief, fear, and a big feeling of betrayal. She'd always trusted Kody to be real with her and handle things well, but the evidence suggested he wasn't being totally honest. It wasn't just a legal thing, it was personal, and it hit her hard. Suddenly, Robyn sort of gave way. It wasn't some dramatic fall, but a real moment of overload. Court people rushed to help her steady herself. The other wives, Janelle, Christine, and Mary, looked shocked. Even Kody seemed a bit shaken. Robyn's reaction was like years of stress and feelings popping out. The courtroom, usually a place for legal stuff, turned into a place of real human emotion. Cameras caught it from all sides, and everyone watching online was shocked. Social media blew up with reactions. Clips of Robyn's reaction went everywhere, getting tons of views. People watching were shocked, felt bad for her, and wanted to know more. Comments came pouring in. Robyn has been holding so much in. This is awful. Poor woman, and I can't believe what Kody did to her. Fans seemed sure there was more to it than just the legal stress. Like there were secrets hidden. Talk about a secret fifth wife started up again big time. For months, viewers had wondered if there was another wife. Now, with Robyn's reaction, some were sure of it. Could Robyn's feelings be because of this hidden family secret? The courtroom was tense, like the truth had come out. Inside the courtroom, Robyn's emotional state caused the judge to take a break, to allow her to regain her composure.
The staff did their best to help her, and Kody's attorney tried to speak to her. For the viewers at home, this was one of the most human moments of the Sister Wives series of all time.
People watching the case noted that Robyn's reaction was complex. There was fear and anxiety about Kody's legal issue. The supposed land fraud could have bad results, financially, and affect the stability of the family. Besides that, there was a shock from the idea that Kody was less than honest. The emotional pressure went up as the legal teams made their case. Witnesses talked about Kody's supposed patterns of not being honest, showing deception. Everything heard and seen seemed to shake Robyn. Cameras recorded her crying silently, struggling to keep breathing right, and the worry on her face. Even for fans who had seen the show for years, seeing Robyn so sad was shocking. This wasn't fake drama. It was real emotion coming out in real time. Social media platforms were flooded with fan reactions. Some users focused on Robyn's emotions, while others wondered if she felt this betrayed because Kody had plans for a fifth wife. Most thought her reaction proved there's more to the story. The power of Robyn's reaction also showed the psychological burden of a polygamist family life. In the Brown family, it's complicated to balance multiple relationships, shared savings, and family responsibilities. It may become too heavy to carry when things like accusations of fraud, dishonesty, and hidden secrets come between them. Legal experts watching the case said that Robyn's emotional collapse could have impact for the court stuff. Judges and lawyers may regard a witness's demeanor and emotional state, since it might give context for what the crime has done to family members. As the session continued, it became clear that Robyn's collapse would be a defining moment of the show. Viewers wondered how she would be okay again, how the other wives would act, and what Kody would do next. By the end of the session, Robyn's emotions had left a lasting impression. Fans were captivated, fascinated not only by the legal elements, but also by the real human story that was unfolding before their eyes. For a number of viewers, this moment was memorable. Robyn Brown, who was once viewed by some to have it all together, brought out her true emotions. Viewers saw her as human like them. And as the episode got closer to the next thing, the surprising idea that Kody may want to take on a fifth wife, fans were on the edge of their seats. Robyn's collapse was not just a moment of sadness. Fans were hooked to their TVs, wishing to know how much Kody's secrets had cost the family, and if Robyn would get the strength to face the truth. Okay, here's that AI-sounding text, rewritten to sound more human. Just when you thought that courtroom drama couldn't get any wilder, bam! A secret dropped that no one saw coming. You know those rumors that Sister Wives fans had about a fifth wife hidden somewhere in Kody Brown's life? Well, turns out they were real. This didn't just shock everyone watching. It hit the Brown family hard. It all went down after hours of legal fighting. Kody's whole thing with the land came out, and Robyn was already an emotional mess. Then, like something out of a movie, the lawyers brought up documents and witnesses that said Kody had a fifth wife. Apparently, she'd been quietly seeing Kody, and no one else knew about it. The other wives? The public? Nope. The courtroom went silent. The wives just stared at each other, like, no way. They thought they were Kody's inner circle, the only ones doing the polygamy thing together. Now, there's proof that there's another woman. She's been part of the family in secret, while Kody was out there acting like everything was normal. The room felt super tense. Robyn was already upset, and this news seemed to break her. She was shaking, looking at Kody and gasping. Janelle, Christine, and Mary looked just as shocked, all confused, mad, and betrayed. Viewers at home couldn't believe what they were seeing. It wasn't just that there was a fifth wife, but what it was doing to the family that made it so crazy. The legal team said this fifth wife had been involved with Kody for a while, both with money and personally. She knew about the family's money, the land deals, and was even included in some business stuff. But it was all done without the other wives knowing. This isn't just some fling, the lawyer said. She's been part of the family for real, and they kept it a secret on purpose. Fans online went nuts trying to figure out who she was. How long has she been around? And why did Kody hide her from everyone? The internet exploded with wild theories. Everyone's trying to make sense of this messed up chapter of the Brown family's story. The cameras caught every single reaction. Kody looked trapped. He was usually so calm, but he started to sweat as the lawyers talked about his with the fifth wife. He was moving around in his seat and kept looking at Robyn like he needed her to say something. But the wives looked like they didn't trust him anymore, maybe for good. Robyn's reaction was big. She was already a mess, but this news really did her in. She started crying, and she could barely breathe, trying to understand that Kody had been living a lie for years. For fans who know her story, this was her at her most bare. Robyn's not just shocked, but feels betrayed by someone she really trusted. A fifth wife could mess with everything, like property and who gets what when someone dies. If the court thinks she was part of Kody's land thing, there could be big money problems. Lawyers think her being involved could make the whole case harder, and it could take forever to fix. Social media went crazy. Clips of the courtroom spread everywhere, getting millions of hits. Fans were picking apart everything, from Kody's eyes to the wives looking at each other. "I can't believe he hid this," one person wrote. "Robyn looks like she's going to lose it again," said another. Discussion boards were blowing up with ideas, trying to connect old episodes and clues that might have hinted at this hidden wife. Back in court, the lawyers kept laying out their case. They said the fifth wife was part of some family decisions, and the other wives didn't even know. She had money and was able to make choices that were supposed to be just for the four wives. The amount of secrecy was crazy, not just for the family, but for the lawyers listening. This wasn't an accident. It looked like a plan to really hide something. The other wives' reactions made it even bigger. Janelle looked like she couldn't believe it and was trying not to get too angry. Christine was annoyed and sad, like she was done dealing with all the family drama. Mary was being quiet and just trying to process the idea that someone else had been in Kody's life for so long without her knowing. For viewers, the wives felt even more real, and it made the whole thing more intense. But everyone was watching Robyn. She looked like she could fall at any moment. She was already upset about the land issues, and now someone else was out there. People watching loved her and saw her strength from before it became something else. It's hard to see someone like that when they are at their lowest. The experts are saying that the fifth wife could make Kody look bad in court. The lawyers could argue that Kody was hiding things on purpose, which could tie back to his sketchy land deals. All the money, legal stuff, and feelings made one big, crazy situation. Viewers were hooked, watching real life play out on TV. The Brown family was now trust, secrets, and what happens in the end. Fans keep wondering what this means for the family. Will the other wives talk to the fifth wife? Will Robyn try to fix things or want answers? Can Kody fix this, or has he crossed a line? This fifth wife thing completely changed everything for the Brown family. The feelings are bigger than ever. The legal stuff is serious, and viewers want to know more. It all goes back to Kody's land problem, Robyn being upset, and the issues between the wives. This is a turning point, and fans can't wait to see what happens next. The whole episode went from a legal thing to a show about trust, secrets, and how families work. Robyn being so upset, plus finding out about the hidden wife, shows that anyone can betray. The episode was really good. It was shocking, made you worry, and you felt for them. It makes you feel like you are really there. The credits were rolling, viewers went to question the followings. Who is this fifth wife? And how long has someone been keeping her under wraps? And after all of this is over, how will Robyn, the other wives, and the family as a whole? One thing is for certain. Sister Wives S20 Ep8 had dropped a major bomb, and fans would be counting down to the next part. Wow, that courtroom drama with the Brown family was something else. The whole land fraud thing and the secret fifth wife? It's like Kody Brown, who always seemed so solid, is now in really deep trouble. And poor Robyn, she totally lost it in court when all the truth came out about the secret wife. It makes you wonder, what's going to happen now? This is going to change everything for that family. First off, you can't deny the emotional hit this has taken on them. Robyn is a mess. She's trying to deal with it all. Her breaking down in court showed how much stress she's been under for years, keeping everything bottled up, and then finding out about Kody's other relationship. It's like a double blow. The legal stuff, and the fact that he's been with someone else for years. Seeing her cry and shake in court, you felt how much secrets and lies can hurt, even in a family that seems so close. The other wives aren't doing much better. Janelle, Christine, and Mary all looked shocked. They tried to stay calm, but you could see the pain. Janelle was like a mix of angry and sad, especially since she's spent so long trying to keep the family together. Christine, who always speaks her mind, seemed mad and hurt, like she knew something was wrong all along. Mary was quiet, but looked really shaken, like she was trying to understand how Kody could do this after years of their relationship. The legal people are already talking about what this all means for Kody and the family. If Kody lied about the land and didn't tell everyone about the other wife, he could be in big trouble, with fines, lawsuits, and problems with who gets what when he dies. Every place he owns could be looked at closely, and the fifth wife could cause even more problems when it comes to dividing things up. It's already weird for a polygamous family, but the legal stuff will be a total mess. Online, everyone's going crazy about it. Fans who were watching the court stuff are now arguing about what's next for the Browns. Some are angry about how Kody acted, and others feel bad regarding Robyn and the other wives. Some think this could be the end of family as we know it, while others are wondering how Kody might try to repair the damage, both legally and personally. Memes and rants are all over social media. That's how much people care about this. Honestly, the big theme of this is lost is what they've lost. The Brown family always acted like they believed in togetherness, faith, and openness, but this makes you think about those values. Robyn's breakdown shows how much secrets and lies can hurt people. Now, people see Kody differently, not just as a TV guy, but as someone whose actions have really screwed up the lives of the people he says he loves. It shows that one person's choices, especially in a close family, can have results for everyone. And what about this fifth wife? How long did Kody hide her? What's that even mean for the relationship of every other party? It will shake up the family trust. Robyn's got a tough time ahead. People are saying she's dealing with anger, sadness, and feeling betrayed. Her crying wasn't just a moment of weakness. It was years of keeping secrets and not knowing the truth. Fans online are on her side, sending her support. Many are saying Robyn should face Kody head-on or think about leaving the family. The other wives are also at a turning point. Janelle, Christine, and Mary now have to handle the emotional and legal results of what Kody did. They have to decide how to respond, both in court and within the family. Are they going to confront Kody together? Are they going to rethink their own relationships with him and each other? No one knows what will happen, which makes the next episodes even more suspenseful. The land issues and Kody keeping business secret is also a bad sign and could be a strain on financials. Everything tied to the Brown family is now being looked at, so that will be stressful. People online are especially interested in the emotions of all this. Seeing Robyn so open and honest made the family seem more real. People felt for her and how she was trying to handle it, wondering how it would affect the kids involved. This has raised questions about having multiple partners, being honest, and what's right and wrong in a family. Can a family work if people are keeping secrets from each other? Did Kody have a duty to make sure all the wives knew everything? And how much of what we saw on TV was real, and how much was hiding the truth? These questions have fans thinking about what it means to be moral, to be trusted, and about the problems in non-traditional families. After everything that had occurred, the Brown family is in trouble now. Kody might have made some illegal mistakes, and keeping a secret has damaged Robyn. Fans are wondering if they can get through the challenges or not, and heal from this. This whole Sister Wives episode will be remembered as one of the craziest and most emotional ever. It's about serious legal trouble, families betraying each other, and tough emotional moments. The internet is buzzing about it. Fans are watching clips again and again, trying to figure out what everyone's reactions mean and wondering what will happen next. People are supporting Robyn, praising her courage, and criticizing Kody. What is the lesson to be learned? Beyond the TV aspect, these shows are about families facing crazy stories. Kody's future doesn't appear to be too bright. He's dealing with legal issues and emotional fallout. For Robyn and the other wives, they have to relearn to trust and decide to make choices regarding this situation. Fans were left watching to see what will happen next. Will these challenges leave the family apart? What it comes down to is this episode exposed the importance of honesty and family relationships. It showed what can result from lying, and families have real emotions too. We'll see next summer regarding what will transpire.